Man, we back. See, it is what it is, though. Look, let me make sure. Uh, it happens. Let's see. See what we got. Okay. Oh man, you you know, look, man. It happens, man. Trying to hold the back. Hell, want us to be great. So let me get back to my place. But yeah, man, it is what it is. So much for that. But yeah, who knew? You know, yeah, somebody reading man. It wasn't even that long of a clip, too. By the time I cut it off, you find out you're black. And what? Um, so just so such so we sort of don't get have that problem again. Let's say that, so we don't have that problem again. We just gonna stop. You know, but like, share, subscribe. I mean, you can find it and burn it, but that don't mean what I'm talking about. Um, that's gonna be the end all be all. You know what I'm talking about? You're still gonna have issues, and they do have copies. You know, it is in print. Still in print. It got its revised version. Every time. First edition, second edition, it got as many editions. I don't know which one I don't know, but I mean, 13th edition. Who knows? But yeah, you know, we still gonna rock with it. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, so but we finishing up. But yeah, that was that. And so getting back to where we were, what I'm talking about. In July 2020. Well, first, you know, just in case if you didn't hear what I said, because of whatever, because I was black. This occurred, in Salem, or the Massachusetts colony, when they were fairly new, first got off the Mayflower, right? But peace, Mr. England. And in this trial, they had more than 200 people who were accused of practicing witchcraft, and 20 were executed. And basically in July of this year, Elizabeth Johnson Jr., which was the last convicted witch whose name had yet to be cleared, was exonerated that this year, or this summer. But in 1702, the court declared that these trials were unlawful. You know what I'm saying? And in 1711, the colony passed a bill restoring the rights and good names of the many accused, and as well as granting a total of £600 in restitution to their heirs. And like I said, Arthur Miller wrote a play about it called The Crucible. You know what I'm talking about? And that was a movie that we played, whatever. But yeah, man. That was one, but there are many witch trials throughout the throughout the ages that we could go to. But that was just to prove the point of the second statute. You know what I'm talking about. But you don't have what you don't have. I would say reciprocity under. Well, later you see how long it took. Well, get you get 600 pounds, but you have to have it proven that it was unlawful. In a sense, which we're going part two, right? But yeah, we back, but you don't have that, so you have an injustice and it's not properly handled, you know. So um, here's another one, but this is other. This is a Rosewood. Basically, it's the clip where it's Garnett's birthday party, and basically that's when the mob comes and they shoot Aunt Sarah because she says, most of y'all men know that man was white because it's about Fannie Taylor, saying she was raped by a black man, and we are. And like in the movie, you see he's really white, and that was an issue, or sexually assaulted. That was an issue, and she gets shot, and then you see Sylvester and Big Baby. Saying Big Baby go shoot Big Baby shot, man. Big Baby shot, right, and whatnot. And that's basically the clip. What I'm talking about. We ain't about to get black because they wait till you hopefully forgotten the um then you and your offspring get an envelope in the mail saying, "I bet with a little bit of money and bastard, with a little bit of money and sorry, on the table, or you get a formal apology and nothing. You know what I'm talking about, But yeah, man, you know. But like I say, this is basically the Rosewood massacre that we're talking about. Yeah. Here's a 20. What I'm saying? Keep this on the low, But yeah, this happened in Rosewood, Florida, which is, east, central east, not that far from the Gulf of Mexico, and this happened, in January, uh, 1st through the 7th, in 1923, which, be sent in, next year, which is, ain't that far, Watch, people gonna remember this too. You gonna find some day go, TV show probably do it, and they be like, that happened? Bro. I didn't know. Oh, wow. And we just got, you know, we just got to learn about Tulsa. you know. But yeah, as you can see, it's about Fan Taylor. Accuses a black man of sexual assault, a black prisoner escapee, from a chain gang. Jesse Hunter is the primary suspect, but they never find him, in a sense. And, during this whole riot or whatever, many hid in swamps for safety, and many different stories, man. Many different stories of the atrocities, happened. But also the story resurfaced in 1982 by Gary Moore from of the St. Petersburg Times in Florida, where he resurfaced the story. Also, what Basically said, one restitution that these descendants got was they were able to go to school for free, college and whatnot. That was but now they're looking for financial reparations. But that was one thing that the state did. They said that their descendants can go to school, in-state school, in-state Florida schools for free. you know, So yeah, man. And like in FAMU or Florida A&M, University, they have what's called the Rosewood Scholarship for those descendants as well. You know what I'm saying? So just so just in case y'all don't know, But now they're wanting actual financial reparations, because remember, land was lost, um, valuables, things like that, and and whatnot. Gotta remember, Rosewood was very prosperous, for those that were melanin rich, so they lost a lot. They lost same thing, same thing. Look, we have more than one case that we can go to when it comes to a capital crime, and false witness, somebody lying, and then what happens? This is the consequence of what happens, when proper judgment or accusation of the law is not done right or not done within your own cultural standpoint. You get something like this, something we know very well, don't we? Red Summer, all over again. There's more than one. If you pay attention, it's like there's more than one case you could, of somebody saying you did this, and then chaos breaks loose and innocent people lose their life and things like that. So yes. Now here, okay, just in case, luckily, well, if you go back to part 1 of this, you will have the link to the actual video, because it actually breaks down the Scottsboro boys case. Basically Scottsboro boy, because she goes more in depth. Scottsboro boys, see, is a case on where these should be 12 of them were hopping on trains, doing the hobo thing, and a fight breaks out between them and white boys that was on the train, but 2 women was also on the car, and the police come and the women yell sexual assault, and these boys get hemmed up and locked up and basically sentenced to death, or death by electric chair. And this was all in Scottsboro, Alabama. And so, but oh man, with this case in itself, there's so many dang on bells and whistles with this case. I mean, and it got overturned more than one. It actually went to the Supreme Court twice. It went to the Supreme Court twice, and it was overturned. Even one of the victims, female victims, recanted their testimony, and it got so bad, what I'm talking about. Even you had, the guys in print, these boys in prison, because one of them was convicted at 12 years old, but they, even when they were in prison or whatever, they ended up escaping. One ended up escaping so far up to Michigan. I know that one, but also this case was always in my mind, because I actually been to the prison where they were housed, Kilby Prison, because my uncle was one time the chaplain there. So at the time I didn't know that was where that's where they were at. Yeah. So I found that to be very interesting. But yeah, that's that case. But like I said, I just used that case because it was overturned, and it got so bad, even the Supreme Court got involved with it more than once, But the entire clip is in the description, not this one, but in the description from the first one before it got blocked. So yeah, man. But that's not the only one. But like I say, because we're dealing with false witness today, or this strong, I took from cases. Look, I could have did Tulsa as well, because that's another one. But I mean, do you really need me to? We already know the story. It's already it's been done more than once. I wanted to go to cases people really wouldn't know about. Don't nobody probably really know about Scottsboro boys and things like that. I mean, I knew, but that's but that's what you need to know about. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to know. Sometimes it's not about the most famous ones. It's about the ones that you don't know about. because there's so many, man. There is so many that we can point to. We can point to. See, we can point to. When it comes to this, and still going on, man. It is still going on. Which we're sort of going to get into a little bit more. So as you can see, leading cause of wrongful conviction in DNA exoneration cases, eyewitness misidentification, forensic scientists, false confessions, and infirm snitches. But eyewitness misidentification is very high, as you can see. That's what helps gets the overturn. They said you did this, but DNA exoneration. So that says something about injustice, and false witnessing. But there's no conviction of false witnessing. So another chart, as you can see, type of eyewitness misidentification by crime. You have murder. You have attempted murder and assault. That's 50% right there. Then you have kidnapping and abduction, robbery, and as you can see, sexual assault. Right? Look, the second highest one. You know what I'm talking about? So it's there. The data is there and whatnot, man. So it's something that, at least in this dominant society, statutes that they deal with, and whatnot. And they don't, I would say, execute it to the full efficacy of the so-called statute, because there's no consequence for it. But that's all that we have. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, we're not done, because we're going to keep on going with the whole thing. We got it's like, man, we got a lot to cover. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, I gave I had videos, but I still got the links in the description, just in case. See, I was already thinking 3 steps ahead. Just like chess, I guess. Did not look. Look. Oh man, but yeah, that's it. Join us that strong when we would continue with it. We gonna see more similarities. You know what I'm talking about. But between Hebraic law and Code of Hammurabi and things like that, we gonna keep on going with it. Hey, Emily Garrett, I was like, oh, I actually did it, to give, the source shine, what I'm talking about. But I didn't know, Pippin, that, here we go with, with the BS, So yeah, man, at this point, good looking, bro. Oh yeah, man, it's my field, but hey, we stay in them trenches, and you gotta watch your feet. You don't want to get. Oh, you win. But you don't want to, step on what we call a toe popper. Emma Haba know what I'm talking about. You don't want to get, step on basically a mine field, but it's a mine. It's but it's like a small one, and usually those were the ones you have to watch out for downrange, because they blow off your toe. So we call them toe poppers. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta be, you gotta keep on looking down and looking, looking, in the grass and in the trench, make sure you don't, have those problems, what I'm talking about. But yeah, we gonna keep on going, what I'm talking about. We ain't done, so join us next strong when we be back for part 2, and hopefully leave us alone. Because we ain't stopping, can't stop, won't stop. But we gonna keep on painting on the train, and everything, and give thanks everybody, and I will see y'all next strong, for this. So peace.